Want to hit the red button?
Yes, please.
All right. There we go. All right. The time being 6 o'clock, we're going to call to order the September 29th meeting of the Tilton Northfield Fire District Commissioners budget. The first budget meeting of the 2020 itemized proposed budget. Would that be 2021?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll fix that tomorrow.
All right. You know, we'll put this in a file and I'm going to pull it out and I don't see it. All right. So where do we start today?
The first place to start would probably be on page 3, because the first 2 pages are just summaries of what happens after that.
All right, yep, there we go.
Okay, so the first item would be the executive pay period. Like I used to put amounts in there, but it's not really up to me to decide what you guys. You guys decide what you make and what those people make. So you should decide to what those amounts should be. It's not my.
So you're talking 4130?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Just want to be able to follow along. Sometimes.
Wasn't there, maybe it was a dream, wasn't there an issue last year with the deputy treasurer? Was that a new position?
So last year, the treasurer requested a deputy treasurer position for like $150 or $250. I don't remember which. And it got cut out. And he didn't, to my knowledge, has not requested it again.
We don't have a deputy treasurer then?
We do not.
Okay.
So what normally fills up the total executive? That would be
The commissioners, the clerk, the treasurer, and the moderator.
okay.
And they're all listed under there.
Oh, okay. I was looking at the total for it. That's what was throwing me off. I'm sorry. Now I'm tracking that one.
So that's $5,000, $3,000. Did the clerk's responsibilities get, wasn't there a question about the clerk in an email?
Yes, I was. About why she wasn't at the meetings and such. The email on September 1st, I believe, from Kevin Kate.
I think that was that
Bylaws.
the what?
Did you look at the bylaws?
Yeah, thank you, the bylaws. Think of the rules. That was what it was. The bylaws. It looks like it was the responsibility of the clerk was changed. So basically, they just handled the election and the district meeting.
Yes. Their duties are the same as the town clerk's duties when it comes to that type of stuff. And the pay was reduced to reflect that when the change was made.
Sure that clerk is on our agenda for the next meeting. Is it? Is that the email that you requested to have on the agenda for the next meeting?
Yeah. Some response to that email.
Okay.
He got a lot of questions and we never really answered it in the meeting, so
No.
I think it's appropriate to answer in some fashion.
Oh yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. I just don't know if we should. I don't know if we should vote to approve anything, or do we wait for Paul to?
I'm nervous on this one, just because I know one of the things we had talked about also was looking at potentially the commissioners' increase. It won't affect next year, obviously, because first there would have to be a bylaw, a motion, whatever the process, due process is.
It's whatever you decide to put there, and that gets thrown in with the operating budget, and it's voted that way.
Right, but the first thing is we would have to
As
change.
far, I have information on that for the next meeting.
Okay.
I'm waiting to hear back from the New Hampshire Municipal
Okay.
Association. But the way it stands right now, you have to stay a three-member board according to the RSAs.
Okay, there's no method to increase it?
No.
Okay. So could you bring that to the next meeting?
Oh,
Deb?
absolutely.
Okay.
I'm getting a pile together.
Great. All right,
I think because it's question, I might want to wait until it's a full board.
yeah, well, I just didn't know if we could pencil things, but we can't, because we can't pencil them, because then we're approving. And
Just kind of glance over anything that we feel.
I know we ran into this, before John, I think, with Paul Blaisdell traveling. Did we approve things, or did we just wait until he was back?
And you can, as two members,
You can approve.
Oh, I know.
As long as we're in agreement, yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you can't come back and change them either.
Yeah. But then it's a split fence, if he disagrees and I agree, or I disagree.
Then you'd have to wait until the final. I mean, I think that if it's anything that remotely has a question to it, we just move to the next line.
I don't see a question with this, I just don't know.
Well, if you don't feel comfortable dealing with it tonight, just move on.
Oh, no, I'll make a motion to approve the, I don't know if the right word is. Use the same numbers for the 2020 appropriated. Does that sound right?
To fund?
To fund, section 4130, the executive.
It's level funding with.
Level funded with 2020, thank you.
Okay.
I have to get the budget one.
I'll get it typed in here as level funded.
We'll start somewhere. So, if we're gonna have another year like next year, I almost feel like the moderator's getting ripped off, but that's okay.
Now, the moderator, a question on that. We don't have actuals on him. Wasn't that for?
He has not been paid yet, just
Okay.
like all of the commissioners have not been paid yet.
Okay, that's why it's not there then.
That's right.
That's what I was.
The actuals that are listed are what have been paid to date. If someone asked for their pay, it was put in as the full amount or whatever they asked for.
So I'm the 750, because I would take half my thing in June and I'd take the other half,
That's fine.
because I use it for registering a car and then Christmas. If you really want to know how much. I'm
Makes
gonna-
sense to me.
I'm sure everyone on record wanted to hear that.
Well, you know.
Well, you made a motion, I'll second that, because that would be the next appropriate step, or otherwise it's dead in the water.
Any other discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Will be progress.
All right, so at the next meeting, what I'm going to do is fill in each line.
I think that's what you did last year too. You had it ongoing each time, which was nice.
Yeah.
Ain't,
It was then when it got to the point, it was like yellow, that was highlighted, that was stuff we didn't do that.
well, a question I did have is, because as we move forward, did you highlight the changes from the previous month?
No,
Is it possible to put that in a different shade so we can see what we approved like the previous month as we move forward? Just, I'm not sure.
Like have a color code chart, like
Oh.
yellow would be the September 29th meeting, and then maybe red would be,
I'm just thinking that,
Yeah.
so we know what we did the previous month. I don't know. Just trying to have a tracking as I go through this to, but if you're filling it in as we're going over here, as commissioner's budget, then that would be the same equivalent.
that's the same equivalent.
Yeah, okay. The health administration and the
You
line.
skipped elections,
elections
4140.
audited in 4140.
Oh, I'm sorry.
2000. We only ever have one election, right? So-
Right.
Yes.
make a motion to level fund elections, 4140 at $2,000.
And we can come up and adjust these if we get the actuals in the, up until the final point.
Right.
Okay. I'll second that then for right.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Line 4150 auditing.
We used all of it.
That's a fixed contract, I believe.
It
Yeah.
is.
Oh,
okay.
Did the contract go up this year? No, it doesn't go up this
No.
year? I thought I read that it went up.
No.
Or maybe it was last year.
It went up
It went up
Last
last year, it jumped up about 400.
Yeah.
And they're gonna, it's still level funded, expected.
Yeah, it's a fixed contract, so it can't go unless something screwy happens.
Okay.
Make a motion to level fund line 4150 auditing at $8,100.
Second.
Motion and second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Legal expense. Line 4153 legal expense is at 5,000. We don't know what the actual is. Have we had any legal expense this year?
Yes. I know we've used Sean Chandler a few times, but I don't know what the number is.
Has it not been recorded, or is it recorded somewhere else in the budget?
It wouldn't be anywhere else. It hasn't been recorded.
Okay. So I think we should hold off on that until we see what.
Well, hold on, I can probably tell you.
Okay.
I think we've only spent less than $500 somewhere in that
Like that?
area.
I don't believe we've spent.
We haven't had any real contracts from the,
Now, I see here, it seems like you're predicting a high increase this year.
That's what I was asking, I was thinking right there, I just saw that.
It was kind of almost 2,000 more, so you must have some concerns?
I always have concerns. Hopefully, I can mitigate them before they become actionable, but if they become actionable, then
All right.
I have to go to Cloud and come back.
Insurance, we won't get that until October probably,
Yeah.
like another month.
Yep. I think the next time, this next budget here, workshop is the end of October, so we should have all the,
Is it the end?
It is. You
Yeah.
guys had nothing before.
Oh. Yes.
It's going to make it really close
It's gonna be
getting
tight at the
everything
end.
done.
We have it the 27th, right? Yeah.
that's the end, I just, I don't know the exact date.
Yeah, probably.
All right, so far $437 has been spent on legal.
473?
$437.
Oh, okay, 437 current.
What do you foresee causing the $2,000 increase?
I don't have anything in particular, but I always have concerns because things I'm just run into stuff sometimes.
Trust me, I know. But in 2018, we spent nothing. In 2019, we only spent $1,500. I don't know what the budget was, but now we're at $3,000. We've only spent half of it. We don't have any anticipated spending this year.
Probably, probably spend less than 1,000 as long as nothing happens.
When is the negotiation for pressurized hydrants?
That's a good question, because I have a big issue with that.
I know that, and I'm asking that because I know we were in like a 4 or 5 year deal.
It was a 5-year
I don't know what the
agreement.
I don't know what the.
I think it was called an agreement more than anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember, let's see, Pat Clark was on the board.
I think it's up.
I just don't know when it's up, so. Did we ever use legal advice for that?
No.
No.
That was the gentleman's handshake.
That's the only, well, gentleman's handshakes aren't always the best things to do. I know there was a written contract, because we got
It
an
was
email.
a written
that-
agreement signed by the Board of Commissioners, Fire Commissioners, and the Board of, and the Board of Water Commissioners.
Pressure.
I know it's coming to term, I don't know if it's this year or next year.
Not there. Wonder if it was.
And if that's the case, and if it is a legal action, we will not be using Sean Chandler since he's a water commissioner.
Thank you.
That'll be a conflict of interest. So.
Yes.
Pressurized. Let's go pressurized. I'm just gonna
PRESS.
go to hydrants. Do a search that way. Nope.
That would have been in 2015. The, you met with the water department on June 15th at 7 p.m.
So that would be coming, that's gonna be something we're gonna have to nip in the bud here before the end of the year, I think. Does that mean,
It might be up now.
it might be, well, if it's for the year 2020, as
So-
of December 31st, we have no contract.
Right.
It's probably correct.
So can we put that on the agenda for next week? Can we look up the contract and then put it on the agenda for next week? So not to derail today. Or does that have to be approved by Paul, because he's the actual chairman?
No.
Paul basically said, he wants something on the agenda, he puts it on the agenda.
Oh,
I
no.
don't think he's denied anybody from anything on the agenda.
Wow, we've got a huge agenda coming up next meeting.
I think we should bypass legal for right now because it could be significantly impacted based on that outcome.
Yep. All right.
You might need that full amount.
4155, the group insurance, we can't get that yet. Group life insurance, that's the same thing?
Yeah, there, anything that I left blank is because we haven't.
All right, so we'll turn to page 4.
All right.
All right, so. So is there a way to get 2020 actual to date in here?
Not today,
No, I know that, but for next time?
yes.
Thank you.
But you have to remember that once, they're going to be constantly changing.
Yes.
No, that's fine, but I don't have anything to compare it to. Like, okay,
You had the year before, which was close, but
yeah. I know it never goes down. So it's hard to compare. Are we gonna be close on the
All right,
percentage
so where are we?
appreciation?
On electrical right now, we've spent almost $3,000, $2,988.49. Park Street is $2,844.36.
our budget's calendar year based, so
That's
we're
correct.
3/4 the way. Probably.
Yeah, we're,
Yeah, about 3/4.
Okay.
yeah, we're 3/4 of the way through.
So we should come in under the appropriate of the 55 this year.
Well, my curiosity would be on Park Street. I don't know how much of a difference it makes, but we've had a lot more meetings there this year. And I'm sure it's gonna have some effect on the light bill, because someone's got it.
I basically just level funded those lines, looking
Yeah.
at, when I started doing this, projecting that we would come in at or under the budget appropriation for this year, so I just level funded it. The only other difference I added was
Spalding Tower.
a Spalding Tower, which is up and running, and then we created a line for the Park Street Tower, if that is erected next year, just $1 for placeholder. And the Spalding Tower Fund is pretty much a guesstimate because it's been running since April and they haven't sent us a bill yet, but I'm basing it on.
It's not being sent to Spalding by chance, is it?
No, I called them and asked them to send us the bill so I can figure it out. And they says, well, we have to get somebody up there to do the final approval on the installation of the meter on the building. I said, we'll go up and do it. It's ready,
Okay.
it's running. He says, you got electricity? And I says, yes. He says, well, we'll get to it when we get to it.
All right.
So I don't know what the first bill's gonna look like. It's not much, the equipment in there. It's basically, it's climate control, keeps it between 55 and 75, and then the operation of the equipment, the radios and stuff like that. So I'm guessing, I'm not, I don't know what it's gonna be.
I'll make a motion to level fund line 410 to the 2020, to the chief's recommended budget. Oh, so.
Well, it's not really level funded.
Yeah, it's not level funded,
It's
I recommend
increased
that
by
we
those.
accept the chief's budget for line 410, the 5,500, 4,200, 1, and 360 as proposed.
I'll second it. Anyone else? Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, moving on to heating and fuel, line 411, heating fuel, Center Street Station, 8.8% increase.
So I originally level funded that, but we got a notice from Liberty the other day saying that they're gonna increase it starting 8.8%, starting October. So I increased the level funding by 8.8% for each station
And it's natural gas
Yes.
at both?
at both.
We
Okay.
converted to that a
Yes.
couple of years ago.
Yeah, I know this one is, I was pretty sure, but I wasn't 100%. So that 8.8 is, yes, it is also included in Park Street.
Yes.
I'm fine with that.
Make a motion to fund line 411, heating fuel at the chief's recommended budget of $7,085 total,
And I'll second it.
which represents an 8.8% increase based on
The letter from
the letter
Liberty,
from the Liberty
or the
Utilities.
notice or whatever you want to call it.
Is seconded.
Yep.
Any other discussion?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, moving on, burning like wildfire here, no pun intended. All right, line 412, water.
Based on the usage, when I was putting these numbers together, it looks like we can reduce those lines. And I requested about $100 less for Center Street and $50 less for Park Street.
Now, a concern I will have,
I just,
Now,
you might be reading my mind, so.
increase personnel, so it might be.
increased personnel and a shower installed over at Park Street with possible decon, showering before they go home to the families.
So
I have a concern with the decrease, just to, I don't want to set ourselves up for failure.
that's a valid point, which I hadn't considered at the time, because I started doing this in June, right after, right before we actually started doing the other meetings in July, because, as you can imagine, this takes a while to.
Are we able to grab the actuals based on the 750? Or? But that's my,
Now, the water is only for 6 months.
okay,
So we're at 379.83 for Center Street and 123.33 for Park Street.
It's before,
so you're slightly over,
yeah.
you're about half on, about half when it levels out.
Yeah.
All right, at your current, so yeah, and that's with us currently without a shower, without a potential additional shift person. I think reducing it is, we're gonna be tight even to stay with the 750 and 300.
Well, do they all, well, yeah, because you're gonna flush more toilets, you're gonna drink more water, you're gonna take more showers.
All of that. Yeah.
And now the call force could actually shower before going home in there.
Yeah, when's that shower going in?
Well, we have the contractor, we're trying to get him to go in there now. Everything's all.
Okay, so it's gonna be in
Next
by,
year.
it's gonna be in by, it's gonna be in by the end of the year.
Theoretically, or early next year potentially,
Yeah.
so it will impact us for the year.
Yeah. Let's see, so do we,
I'm almost inclined to go up a little bit to like 800 and 350. I don't know if that's enough though.
well, how much, well,
Well, for Center Street, 4 people are using 379 in half a year.
no, it's
3 people.
3 people.
So you're a little over $125 a person. So you could expect another 125 theoretically for that 4th person
I
per
was just
shift.
gonna say that sounds a little,
So yeah, you're looking probably closer to 900.
yeah, I can live with that. Or do you want to go, do you want to go 875 or do you want to go 900?
I don't want to set up, I don't want to overspend, but I also don't want to undercut and then having to cross level from accounts. I like to try and be as,
Well, keep in mind that that 379 is, I mean, I'm sure she goes to the bathroom there, I'm
Yep.
sure he goes to the bathroom there, so I mean, it's, you know, but you have 3 full-time people,
Right.
deputy, you have,
Yeah, for part-time.
and then,
yeah, so if you were to take, say, 79 off for that for a 6-month period for the 3 full-timers that aren't there overnight, then you're still 100 a person, so you're still adding at least 100 for that 4th.
what about, because of COVID, are less people visiting using the bathroom?
There was never an issue about people
Okay.
visiting
Yeah,
and using
yeah.
the bathroom.
Okay, I don't know, I just have to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wish I could pass the water.
I know.
All right. So is that a motion, John?
I'd be inclined, I'll make a motion to budget Center Street Water 411201 at 900 and 41202 Park Street at 400.
I'll second that.
How much for Park Street?
4.
Thank
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Moving on. Sewer. Line 413 sewer. Chief is level funded at $800. Do you have a 6-month number?
you. Yes, hold on just a second.
All right.
This is
Keep
why I
going to
want,
lick my finger so I can
do
turn the
that. I do that at
page.
work too.
this is why I
How's the
want
paper
my
taste?
second monitor here.
Well, I use the hand sanitizer. I
Okay.
just squirt my hands.
Again, we're only 6, you know, it's for 6 months. Center Street is at $241.50, Park Street is at $144.48.
Almost 50%.
Fif-
on
yeah.
both of them, so. The only thing,
And
now, if we're gonna be flushing more water, we're gonna be using more sewer.
It's based on our usage.
It is.
Okay.
It's, what they do is they base it on the amount of water coming in. They figure it out off of that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's whatever your reader is.
Is it a separate account from the hydrants? Or a
Yes.
separate
Yes.
contract and everything?
Separate.
Okay, so
Your sewer is just like your,
Yeah.
all you want.
I'm well and I'm septic.
So you get like a quarterly bill that just
Yeah.
says if you use 1,000 gallons of water.
This is what it is.
I just wanted to make sure that it
Yeah,
wasn't
they
going
have
to
a
the
formula.
precinct and all that.
It's a formula, so you get
Yeah.
1,000 gallons time, whatever, and that's how much waste you create, whether or not they tax it or not.
And we're right at half now on,
Yeah. Bump it.
I think if I was gonna, for bump up anything, it'd be Center Street and not, I mean, yes, we'll have a shower there that they use, but I don't think it's gonna have as much of an increased use as Center Street absolutely will. If that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's still gonna get some usage,
Yeah.
because we've increased water, you gotta, what was the percentage increase that we went, is that, no, I don't know if it was the percentage.
So 20%.
Yeah. That's my next fraction. 20%. Maybe $100.
Yeah. About 78.
$60. So, I'm gonna run down to 375.
And 600, you were thinking?
Yeah. Well, that's just,
Working numbers for right now.
yeah, so, all right. I'll make a motion that we approve, or that we fund line 413.01 Center Street Station Sewer at $600. And line 413.02 Park Street Station Sewer at $375.
I'll second it.
Motion and second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Moving on. Repairs and maintenance.
Again, level funded,
Level funded. How much have we spent so far this year?
almost all of it.
Yeah, we're only 3/4 of the way through the year.
All right, so, we have spent, yeah, we're $73 short of spending all of it on Sun Street.
Didn't we get a letter, maybe I'm hallucinating, about that we're not going to be charged for alarm monitoring anymore?
At Park Street,
Park Street, go ahead.
because it's a radio
That's it.
box, and we're allowing the monitoring company to use antenna space at the shed
Okay.
road facility,
Gotcha.
and they were charging us
I thought you had done it for both.
$500 or $600. Well, the Center Street is not a radio box; it's monitored. If we put a radio box there, incur the cost of putting a radio box there, the monitoring will be free because there will be a radio box. But I want to see if I can get a radio box for free and then have an electrician install it, so without having to pay several $1,000s for a radio box. Because some places have gotten rid of their radio boxes. If I can scoop one that's free,
Yeah.
save money, and then I'll
Which
enact
is
it
better
next
to
time.
have radio box or monitor.
Well, radio box is monitoring,
Yeah.
but instead of going through a leased phone line,
Right.
it goes through the radio waves to
Gotcha.
that antenna.
So that's right.
And the one that Park Street was the 430.06. That's the one that was in that thing we were talking about,
Mhm.
which is removed, the line's removed completely.
It's down at the bottom of the page.
Oh,
You'll see,
And there it is,
I zeroed it out.
So, the Center Street Station, you're proposing $5,500.
Yes.
So are these the projects you're gonna do, the bathroom floor?
No, those are all complete. Oh, the bathroom floor, Paul was supposed to give me an estimate for that, but he has not done that as yet. So that's a 9 that's, I have a question mark on it.
Looks like we're gonna have to carry that over to next year, based on what we spent. Replaced the Bay Lights LED, that was like 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Right,
Yes.
we have to carry it for 3 years, show.
Oh, gotcha.
okay. And have you noticed a significant electric decrease
I think
from
so,
when you
yeah.
started? You
Yeah.
should. That's
Yeah.
why, with the LEDs, that's the big thing why they're marketing that everywhere, is it's supposed to at least return your investment through the reduction in electricity.
Yeah, they gave us like a 5-year.
Rebate or something.
Well, a thing that shows how we would save the
Yep.
cost of the installation over 5 years or something
Yep.
like that. I have to go back and get the documents,
So if
but
you look at 2018 actuals, 640, 54. So,
Is Park Street
But-
LED?
yes.
So, okay. Sorry for.
oh, that's fine. So, entry door, so do we have any projects proposed for this year?
No one's proposed any projects, so that'd just be fixing stuff that breaks.
This is just, well, because this, like, we used it for a countertop and sink, an entry door.
Well, we had line items for those things.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. So your potential stationing plan, if you were to get an applicant per shift, you're gonna have to change your bunk room or your living accommodations around. Is there any
Yes.
impact in that area?
So any cost would be minimal because the guys said they're just gonna do it. And if I do need to take, contribute some funds to that, I was gonna take it out of 5,500.
So part of that would be
It possibly could be.
housing or stationing plan?
Reconfiguration.
I'm gonna throw it out there. What if you get a female?
Well, we get a female, we get a female.
I know, but like, how is it gonna do that much more work? Is it gonna be,
So
or would it just be
They
the
would
three
have
and
to-
one and
they,
they get?
they would have to, the female would have to coexist with the males that are there. We have a lock on we only have one bathroom, and we currently coexist in that way. There's a lock on the door, you go in, you lock the door. Sleeping facilities, we have those half walls in place, so you're not.
I don't know how it is in other firehouses, but
So
this is an old firehouse that isn't built for,
So
wasn't built for people to sleep there, that's for sure, so.
I've worked in fire stations with females before, basically in the same rooms. You just gotta dress appropriately.
Yeah, well,
You get t-shirts and shorts all the time that you just throw your duty pants over if you need to and go.
That's it.
That's what my flight crews did on the flight line. I had co-ed there and same thing, you just make sure you're sleeping in a t-shirt and shorts minimum.
All right.
Of course, it's not ideal,
No.
but that's the situation we have currently, and we have to deal with it, so. And we will.
So. So we appropriate 11,000, well, we're only, are we on,
We're still on 430.
Yeah. I guess we level fund.
I will, if Paul gives me the thing for the bathroom, we can come in and add it afterwards.
The generator at Center Street, is that maintenance, your annual maintenance?
Yes,
Okay, that's your yearly servicing.
yes.
Okay.
All right. I'll make a motion to level fund line, section 430, Center Street Station 430.1, 430.05, 430.011, at $5,960.
I'll second that.
Motion second, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Move down to line 430.02, Park Street Station. So that's been a reduction.
Yep, there's just general repairs and maintenance. So if you look at it, it's
Yeah.
level funding. There's no projects anticipated at this time.
Okay, now a question I do have based on that is your shower install in the bathroom.
That's budget, that's for this budget, that's.
It will
this
be
budget.
completed within this budget?
That's the plan.
Well, I'm just, if not.
So what will happen is, we'll take the money that's budgeted for it, and if it looks like it's gonna run over, we'll sign
Contract.
an agreement, written agreement, so that we can encumber the funds into next year and finish the project.
Okay, and so with that shower install in the bathroom, it will allow the bathroom to be ADA compliant as well. And I did find it in the notes where we talked about it.
Yes.
We talked about it on September 1st. We mentioned that renovate to include a shower, but at the time we didn't mention ADA in the,
Yes.
so it will be ADA.
Yes, so the door's gonna be wider, it's gonna have the bars and the right height toilet and all that kind of stuff.
In an alleyway if someone did have to get in with a wheelchair, so we
Yes.
could have public meetings there technically if we had to.
That's-
Appropriately, without doing an outhouse.
That's the whole plan.
All right. Okay, good, I like that plan. New roof and paint shed.
Yeah, that was the shed out behind Park Street. I don't know if it's,
That little small one out back. I
Yeah,
remember.
it's a 12 by 24, and then it's got a lean-to,
Yep.
a 6 by 24 lean-to onto it.
Do you use it? Does it?
We use it for storage of the lawnmowers and,
Okay, so it is enclosed as well as the lean-to shed?
yeah, it has a
Okay.
garage door on,
Alright.
on the end.
All right,
well,
and you were gonna paint and new roof on it?
So, no, we zero funded that last year,
Okay,
so it didn't happen,
all right, and it's not projected for this year either?
no.
Okay.
replace the TNFD sign on the station. Is that for Center Street? No, it's for Park Street.
Park Street.
Sorry.
That was a request from somebody last year, and so I put it in there. No one requested it again this year, so let me put it in.
Didn't we fix the sign there?
Like we talked about lead abatement on
That's
this one.
another, yeah, we talked at a number of times about Center Street and that sign, and that would have to be abated, lead abatement,
Yeah.
and the commission decided, let's just leave well enough alone, we don't have to do anything.
Yeah, for right now.
Don't touch it.
The drains, does Park Street have drains? And they're functional, your separator works, all that?
Yes.
You, okay. I'm just trying to think of any other little things there that,
So every few years, we have Clean Harbors come in
Yeah.
and clean it up and everything like that.
and then you have that separator outside
Yeah,
that
it's
you
in the
do.
back.
Now, I remember a year or so ago, or maybe it was in the station committee or something, we were talking about there is an underground tank to the green side of the building. Was that, do we have confirmation that's filled in with sand,
So
sealed and all
That would have
that?
been the septic tank and the leach field.
There's another metal tank too.
Oh, that was way out in the field,
Yep,
and that was filled in.
so it's filled in, so
That's-
liability,
Right.
we couldn't have,
A horse's leg went into it
yep,
during one of the old home days.
okay,
That's how we found it.
yep, I
So that
remember.
was, the Northfield DPW came over and crushed it in and filled it in.
Okay, so it was made safe.
Yes.
Okay. I just remember something about that, and I'm just trying to think of anything you have here, just to make sure that
Yeah.
I'm fine with the 5,500.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion that we fund line 430.02 at 5,500.
I'll second it. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Moving on. Custodial supplies.
So custodials, as you may or may not be aware, paper, the cost of paper is going up tremendously.
Okay.
And we've
Oh,
already.
you're talking toilet paper or copier paper? I think copier paper when you say paper.
No, no.
I think TP.
TP.
Yeah, okay. So
TP, paper towels.
I was thinking secretarial
TP,
supplies of
paper
copy
towels.
paper is where my mind went first, sorry.
TP, paper towel,
Yeah,
that kind of
okay.
stuff. And I think we've already expended this line up to, almost spent it all, and we still have 3 months to go. So, looking at where we were, this is what I predict, we'll probably, if prices stay the same, that's what I predict we'll be on custodial supplies next year. And the dumpster is a contract.
Now, the custodial supplies, was that done before the additional staff was in play or after?
It was before.
So where are you currently right now on that line?
$2,766.79.
3/4 of the way through and we're practically there.
We're like,
We're
I
92.2%
was gonna say we're like
through our budget.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do the math in my head. Give me,
Okay,
I'm trying to do
I'm trying to help.
exercise my, no, that's good. I had estimated 90.
I assume you try doing bulk order every chance you can.
Oh, yeah.
and all
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
Yeah,
I
we don't
figured-
buy one at a time.
No, I figure like
The
DJs
truck
and
shows
things
up
like
and
that.
boxes come out of the truck and we have to find places to put it all for a few.
Yep,
months.
good.
I'm just thinking, okay, now you're gonna have additional people.
Mhm.
I know the paper's gone up through the roof.
Yeah, but how much would you consider increasing it?
I don't know. I,
And
part of me said, okay, well, we can look at it, and then next year, you look at, okay, well, this is what we budgeted, now we add this other person, and oh, you know what, we made a mistake, it was really, $5,000, or,
But part of the reason the cost has gone up and stuff too is because people are working from home and all the
absolutely,
impacts.
it's
Fit. I'm hoping that partway through this year, people will be back to somewhat of a normalcy and working in places like that where finally supply and demand can level out just a little bit, I would hope.
I mean, do you have a bulk supplier?
Yes.
Okay.
Who do you use for,
It's named Linwood, no?
We use
so you don't use like a,
Swish White River.
Swish White River.
okay, that's a good company, so
Okay.
they're pretty reasonable. It's just, yeah, trust me. I see it where I work. We get a special, we actually get our supplies from a guy in Massachusetts, so,
Well,
yeah. But he helped us to come up into that area, but he lets us know, and now we actually, he buys a crappy single ply paper, but he locks it away because people steal it. And not just, not employees, but customers will steal the unused rolls out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
You know.
No, thank you.
Well, no, they're wrapped, but.
I know,
But
but
trust me,
still,
it's
no,
single
thank
ply,
you.
it's single, it's the cheapest stuff you can get, so.
I don't know where to go with this one.
So you're at 92% now.
Yes.
so, yeah, so we're 3/4 of the way through, we spent almost entirely. I
So-
figure another quarter is gonna cost another 1,000. And then if we add a person,
So you
that should cover us.
add 1,000, because it's gonna be $4,000 this year. For the
I think you
quarter.
added another half. And if you're going by one person, that might be a conservative number.
What, keep the 4,450?
I think it,
That's fine, right? No
Yeah.
problem with
I mean, it's not, based on what you just did for math, it kind of sounds like it.
Yeah.
that. So it makes, sounds like a motion that you're making.
I will make a motion that we will accept 430.03 with the chief's recommendation of 4450. I think it passes the test.
The dumpster you said was a contract?
Yes.
Is it
And
based on-
43007 to accept the chief's recommendation of 1210. Sorry.
It's all amended.
Sorry.
The motion and a second somehow in there. Oh, is there I'll second it.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Sorry about that, I phrased it wrong. So 5660.
All right, so, any other discussion? All right, so, all those in favor? Aye. All right, motion passed. Moving right along. 4-3, so groundskeeping,
So
430.
I just got a thing on the groundskeeper thing. We are not doing groundskeeping this year because I'm trying to save that money for things, so I'm skipping
So for
the
2020
fertilizer and all the stuff that we put,
Okay.
all that kind of stuff, the bark mulch and all that stuff, no. We did get some bark mulch donated, but we also need a new lawnmower, which was budgeted for this year. And so I asked Sean Galvani to get a new quote, and the quote came in at $389. That's for a Honda HRS 21 6 PKA. And they use it not only at Park Street, but they also use it for the cisterns and the island and all that kind of stuff.
So they did not buy it for
Nope.
the actuals this year, so for the 300 for mowing, that would be a 0 this year.
So this was not
Yes.
purchased.
Okay.
We didn't purchase it.
So
So should that number be bumped up then?
I'm in favor of doing that.
To what?
389.
389?
Should we just say 400?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't use it this year, it does need to be done, and it only went up by 89 with the next year in it.
Yeah. So let's, whatever that,
In groundskeeping, how much did you actually use? You said you didn't use any of it?
No, I said, we'll rake and we'll use the stuff that we have to maintain it, but,
We went over $128.30, we went over $28.34 on the riding mower so far,
yeah,
but otherwise,
we've had to repair it.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
that's the riding mower.
That's the
not
riding
push
mower.
one. The push one we throw in the back of the pickup and bring it around to all the
Which is not good
systems.
on it every time you pick it up and
imagine how nicely they toss it and place it in there. And tie it down so it doesn't go bang, bang, bang against the side of the pickup truck.
So my feeling is, since we deferred the groundskeeping stuff this year, that we leave something in there for next year, and I'm comfortable leaving the 350. I mean, we kind of deferring a year, so it may take a little bit more to step it back up next year. I mean, we save some money.
Did you get a quote on the mower from, where did you get the quote from?
He just sent me an Excel spreadsheet of it, he didn't give me the actual quote.
So what did we?
I imagine he went to one of the stores around here, or
Yeah.
probably looked it up online, I don't know.
Yeah, I just didn't know if he went to Lowe's, Home Depot or something.
389 is not too bad for a push mower.
No, it's not.
That's actually, and if the guys don't want to get a self-propelled push mower and want to wrestle with it,
Oh, you don't want self-propelled, because the way they abuse it, it's just gonna break to self-propulsion.
well, is this one self-propelled then?
No,
It's not. Oh, it's,
It's a push.
push.
there's no.
Human propelled.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if it had the belt assist. So
They walk too faster than the machine slow.
yeah, mine sometimes is like that too.
It's 80, 90 degrees on a, probably can stay in there up there mowing around a cistern. They don't really fail up the mower.
Okay.
Just get it back in the truck, I'm sure.
excuse me.
All right.
So I'm going to keep the groundskeeping at 350. I think that it was kind of a deferred maintenance this year.
Is that a motion?
It will be a motion to line 43004, groundskeeping at 350, and the new post mower at 389, and leave the 100 in there for maintenance, I assume, on the rider.
Yep.
So leave it as proposed by the chief.
Okay.
Oh, no, I
No.
can't say that, based on what I said. So 350, 389, 100.
Any other discussion? I'll second it. Any other discussion?
No.
All those in favor?
Yep.
Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right.
The total would be $839.
Okay, and while she's on the phone, I'm going to use the restroom.
Okay. A temporary TV timeout?
Yep. I hope she got back, but I'm still going to use the restroom.
Sorry, I wasn't.
No problem.
Had to take that, sorry.
No. So it was 350, 389, 100 for a total of 839.
We should provide you some entertainment on the tape.
All right, so who made the motion?
John? I seconded. I was gonna wait for you to listen to the tape. And it was a 2-0 decision. There was no one opposed.
There was no further
There
discussion.
was no further discussion. No.
next one, Shed Road Tower Monitoring. So it's an outside monitoring agency?
Yes.
For the,
The radio system at Shed Road.
okay, they would send out trouble signals and things like that? or-
Everything, it levels, it measures the amount of propane that's in the tank, whether the generator's running, whether it didn't run and it should be running.
Is this the same company that's not charging us for monitoring Bar Street?
No, it's a separate company that specializes in monitoring radio systems.
Gotcha.
But that's still in addition to the electricity, the fee,
Yes.
so, okay, that's,
Correct.
just wanted to,
No, we haven't been billed for it yet.
right, but just trying to make sure that they're separate. And have you gotten any monitoring bills this year?
So the first year is free.
Okay.
and Then I went out to bid for the second year.
So,
Is it based on calendar year, or is it based on, they went in service June 1st, so June 1st?
It went in service in April.
Okay.
I'd have to go back and look and see exactly when in service. Because it was, as they started construction around this time last year, it was up. So there might be a month or two overlap. I'd have to look at it, but that's the bid that I got for the annual maintenance.
and so the monitoring, it wasn't part of the tower package, that company would be like, it was just each year would re-sign a contract for a time period
Right.
each time, so, but they give you the first year included under that
So
company?
the tower came, there was a vendor for the tower
Okay,
and a vendor for the radio equipment.
okay,
And the vendor for the radio equipment has the first year of monitoring included with the, when I put the RFP out, I said the first year of monitoring, it must be included. So it was part of the bid price, actually.
okay.
And so, later maybe a few months ago, I emailed them and says, I need a quote for the monitoring, to continue monitoring for the next year,
And it's for 1 year for that price?
one calendar year.
Okay. Now, their equipment, is it proprietary issues for each year that someone else could just come in and bid and say, we will monitor this? Or do they
So,
have to swap out
I could-
equipment or anything like that?
Yes, so they have equipment in the
Oh, just a
shed.
small monitoring?
It's a device that has sensors put into it. There's a keyboard, there's a monitor in there, and then there's a cellular connection. There's a cellular antenna outside that's how they get their notifications.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I was just wondering because, like, it's been a while since. An FME panel, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head, versus a Honeywell panel.
Mhm.
And right now we're with FME, but then a year from now we choose to not go with FME because of the price.
If-
Could a Honeywell monitor be able to utilize their equipment, or would they be a
If we
swap
get a
out?
different monitoring company, the old monitoring company will take their equipment out, and the new monitoring company.
We'd have to re-terminate into the new one.
Put their equipment in.
All right, that's kind
All the
of,
sensors and the wiring will still
Yeah.
be there, but they'll have to exchange.
their home
equipment.
terminals would have to be adapted in and then programmed accordingly to match.
Correct.
Okay. That's kind of what I was trying to get at with that.
And the $1 is just if we have to do maintenance there, just to have the line there at some point.
So we're paying out $1,000 a year, potentially, each year from now. And for that, we get better radio coverage because this is the repeater.
Yes,
So it's helping us with our base units, our mobiles, and our handhelds.
yes,
And that's all it's helping with.
yes.
Okay. And this is one that ties it over the hill to Lakes Region.
This,
Kind of.
this is a local repeater. It's
Okay.
not tied to Lakes Region yet, but at some point it will be.
Okay. Just so that Lakes Region would be able to get us on our mobiles and handhelds better.
Yes, so if Lakes Region wanted to program it into their system, they'd have to find a place on their console for that specifically. They probably could, but that's a different thing altogether.
Yeah, okay.
The plan is at some point, when we have an internet connection there that's stable, they could put receivers in there using our antennas and increase their Lakes Region reception as well as we could put receivers in other places and increase the reception of our local system as well. That's down the road.
Is Northfield DPW or police on that at all?
They can go on it for free,
Yep.
except for they'd have to pay for their own equipment. That's absolutely a positive thing for them to do, but that's up to them to decide if they want to do it. It's been offered.
Okay.
And I don't know a lot about radio communications, I just know enough to put my toe in the water. Does this give us high frequency, all the different frequencies for like the hazmat, and does it have that capability to put our stuff in sync with like state police and all those other?
So the
Widths and
repeater
stuff.
itself is a one-channel repeater. It's VHF, like
Okay,
almost everything else around here is
Okay.
VHF. All our mobiles and portables do have the capability to go to the state police frequencies, all the DPWs around here, and they are programmed as such, according to the state programming guideline.
okay,
So banks A through C on the portable radio are local banks, D all the way up,
Okay.
goes all through all the way to the hospitals, even the hospitals, we can talk to Maine and New Hampshire hospitals.
DART and things like that, and,
If we had to take somebody to Boston, we
Yeah.
could talk to Boston Cedars.
okay. That's why I just want to make sure, because I, like I said, I didn't know the different names of it, but I knew there was a lot. I just want to make sure that, I just look at that 996 and,
Well, this is just monitoring.
This is just monitoring our local repeater,
Okay.
but the equipment can take additional channels if we so decide to do that.
This is letting us know that there's no propane, or we're running out of propane.
right, the monitoring stuff, but still, that's a
Oh,
high
the radio
monitoring.
went bad for some reason, it
Right.
monitors the radio itself, you know, like, it's receiving, but it's not transmitting, what's wrong? Oh, that-
It's just,
Squirrels beside me, couple.
You don't have to have it, it's not a necessary thing, but if something goes wrong, you don't know about it.
right.
It's too late.
Until you try to use it.
Right, and that's an emergency situation.
Yeah.
Really. $0.92
What?
92 cents a day.
So you're gonna give up your cup of coffee a day?
I
Kidding.
don't drink coffee, so. But if I have to.
I'll give up my coffee,
The-
I don't drink it.
Oh, wait, sorry. Back up. That was wrong.
It's more than that.
Yeah, I know, sorry.
It's $3 a
Yeah,
day.
that's what
Something
it
like
is.
that.
$2.73 a day.
Yeah,
That's a cup of coffee. He was right.
Is that how much coffee costs?
it depends on where you get it and if you use their cups, which you can't use your own cup right now. But yeah, Irving, you could be $2.79.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the total shed road communications tower, which is a new line item at $997.
I'll second it.
Second, any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, moving on, we got Park Street Communications Tower. These are placeholders?
Yes.
I support those.
All right, and that's a motion, it sounds like.
Yes, it is. I'll make a motion to leave the $1 for .09 and $1 for .081.
All those in favor? Oh, I'll second it.
There you go.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Let's not get too far away because she's gonna need to know who motioned and seconded.
She can listen to it on the tape. Yes, I said. All right, well, we're gonna skip word insurance.
Actually, we covered this whole account, so line 430 at the bottom, we should be able to get a summary.
430 is the bottom. Oh,
Where it says 18869, but we've made adjustments, so we really should go with a summary of our numbers.
Let her put it into the spreadsheet
Okay,
and,
then come back to that.
yeah.
All right.
Because, did we do all of
Because I
those?
think there's one other item that I want to bring in, the floor for the bathroom at Center Street. Paul didn't give me that number yet, so that would change that number too.
Oh, yeah, because 430 does go up. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we just leave it there and just move on.
Yep, we'll leave that as a open.
All right, I guess we'll move on to page 6.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that.
We're not getting the salary.
If you want, you can do 480.01, which is our $1,000 deductible on property and liability insurance. That's something that we do every year. That doesn't change.
All right,
Oh, there it is. Okay.
so,
Actually, we want to catch her up.
Sorry.
No.
John motioned, I seconded, and all approved.
Which, what?
430, anything for the tower, the Shed Road and Park Street towers.
Okay, so Shed
As
Road
written.
as written,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, everything,
One in 9986, yes.
Okay, so who motioned?
John,
No, you motioned that one and I seconded.
oh, that's right, sorry, I motioned it Shed Road, and John seconded.
Yep.
It was swapped on Park Street, and he motioned, and I seconded.
And no, we're not trying to play games on you.
Yes, you are.
I left you a message on the tape,
Thank you.
so now you have to listen.
And we're holding off on the final on that because of the bathroom.
Line 4194, the gray line, we're not gonna do that.
Oh, you're not doing that one yet?
No.
Okay.
Just because we might with the bathroom and all that, we're not
Right,
on that one.
and it'll automatically populate, but
Yeah, so
it's okay. Okay.
All right.
then we went to page 6.
We skipped insurance.
Well, actually, that's what we just came back to.
Well, we didn't decide, we didn't do anything with it. So I guess we could make a motion to approve our level fund, line 480.01, property and equipment insurance deductible for $1,000.
If you want, you can just hold off on all of this until we get the information.
Okay, that was it. All
Make
right,
it easier.
I cancel my motion.
Okay.
School training fees, nothing there.
Oops,
So,
which one?
is that, it seems like it skips.
Yeah, it goes school training fees, but I haven't finished doing that yet.
Okay.
I'm still getting,
Okay.
No, this seems like it skipped like
Requests.
335 and 341. I didn't know if there was a section cut out of there or.
So
No,
with your school
it's-
training, with the possibility of 4 new firefighters, the grant was written as career firefighter. EMT basic, I don't remember right now if that was required or not required,
It's basic is the minimum.
that they usually get with the
We
schoolhouse.
want
Yeah.
advanced, if we get paramedics, we'll get paramedics.
I realize, but that would be different wages and salaries we're dealing with, but it's just for the schoolhouse. If you had to get basics, are you considering any training they might need and what's in and what's not part of the grant?
So, yes, we have, we're working on the spreadsheets for salaries and things like that, and that would be in there, but the training, if we had, if, say, we could only get basics and we require advanced, I would discuss with you whether you wanted to spend the money to improve these guys to advanced EMTs rather, or leave them as basics. Because there's a cost associated with that.
Right.
And that would have to be a discussion that, that we would want to discuss and talk about. I think an advanced EMT, the course itself is, 16 or 1,800 bucks.
Yeah, because Raylan just put the flyer out
Yeah.
last week. I think it was around that.
So, that would be that cost associated plus,
Are these in-person classes or
Yes.
are these virtual classes today? Is everything
So-
virtual?
No, for the AEMT, it would be an in-person,
No. So
if it was done by that
So
instructor at least.
not Jamie, who just did the A?
Emily.
Emily just did the A, that was in person, right?
That was in person, yes. Let me,
They'll spread out and stuff like that, but some of the stuff. you
No, I
have
just
to-
wasn't sure with COVID and everything.
Yeah.
COVID is
Some things are in person and some.
Yeah, because I think the Raylan's is starting in like October.
Well, Also, I think it's getting into the cold weather months, if you go outside to be socially distant, that's gonna be cold. So-
Bays, pull the trucks out.
Oh, yeah, you can do it there.
Okay, the class that Emily took last year, well, at the beginning of the year, was 1775, so 18.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it depends on who you get with.
So we'll find out.
Who's here?
It's the ghost.
Oh, maybe Jim.
So we'll find out who we get, and we'll have that discussion after we hire those folks.
So we're going to skip this for now?
Well, we're skipping
Training,
training,
yeah.
because I have all the other things that I want to put in there that I'm still getting requests for training for.
Okay, it's the ghost.
Hi.
Hello.
So, will you lock up?
Yeah. Who was upstairs?
Me,
Oh, just you? Oh, okay.
finish it up.
It scared us. Scared me.
Night.
Good night.
Okay.
It's the, land use assistant. Okay.
Then next page.
Next page, are we on page 6?
That's
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Are these all contract, well, actually, I was looking at 342, but 341, are those
Yes.
set?
Now,
Well, the cell phones is the average cost. As you can see, what we've spent in the last few years. So that we do have like a contract with them for a certain cost. The internet,
did the internet go up?
it went up a little bit. And the office telephone went up a little bit. So this reflects the cost that I predict that we'll be spending next year on those items.
Yeah, but you said the cost of internet went up, but it's level funded with last year.
Oh, you did do that.
Yep.
And it should have gone up.
We have approximate actuals. and-
Find it.
oh, okay.
Sorry, read it. I think I got something mail that said it was going up, but I don't know how it works for government agencies versus
Same.
Joe Public.
We got the same message. It was going up.
That'll give us a break. Probably only in taxes, I would
A
imagine.
little bit. Not much.
That's weird.
There are some programs out there, like for schools, depending on the different things for schools and municipal buildings and stuff, but you have to have it in the contractual time. And you know they're gonna try and get out of it or change it whenever.
Oh, they're gonna change it halfway through the year, so you're
So we're on track really to spend about what we're budgeted for
Yeah.
this year.
With the increase or with the projected increase?
I don't have the projected increase in there, but I don't know what that is either.
Do I find it out?
Do you have it in your folder, Chief?
No.
I thought they came out with that in like July or August, the rates.
Killing my ear.
Right. Everything seems so weird in terms of trying to place in the time space. I thought it was like July. They sent out a notice saying that the rates were going up, or maybe.
At end of year?
No.
No.
They were going up like in October.
Or July, or I don't know. They're going up quickly.
Well, what, I would make a suggestion, maybe we hold on that and we
Yeah.
might get a bill in with a, or a
I'm looking.
significant rate lock, whatever it's
Yeah,
gonna be.
look at a bill from February. Look at a bill from August and see if there's a significant difference.
To make it better educated,
And then
deal with
take
that
the
next
bill from
time.
August and say, or whichever's higher.
Right.
Well, it's gonna be just, it's not based on usage, it's just based on connection.
Right.
Right.
All right, so let's,
Connection and speed and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
So we'll hold off on that one till the next group.
Well, she's gonna look it up.
I'm looking. Please and thank you.
There was another second. It's not here.
$10
Ooh, that was it?
between May and August.
Oh, I thought it was built more than that, that doesn't seem so bad.
I'm looking to see if we have the, I don't believe the September one yet.
It should be the same as August, so.
It should be.
It should be.
It's the August one.
Hold that thought.
Yep.
Hold it.
That's fine.
Oh, it's 1962, 1962. 1962 divided by 12 equals 163.50
That would be-
plus 10
Yeah, it was 161 in August.
times 12 equals.
That was
so
the
it should be-
July bill.
So I'm predicting 282 next year,
Oh,
so 2,100.
All right, that would be fine.
Okay.
All right, so all that for nothing.
Hey, best to know.
Best to
Yeah,
know.
I
That's
just
true.
don't want to set us behind.
No. So the office telephones and cell phones are all under,
Contract.
okay. Because boy, 2019 seems like we came awfully close to,
On cell phones.
yeah. We always come close on these, so I guess that's,
The budget committee
what we went over in office.
scrutinizes these pretty well to
Yeah.
make them come close.
Well, we're going over on the office telephones this year because we had to buy new phones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look over it.
They're old. We don't have any say.
I'm gonna, I had a reply on those, bite my tongue.
The cell phones we have for the district, yourself, the deputy,
No, I don't have one.
you don't?
I use my own, the deputy uses his own. We get a stipend for using our own.
Okay.
The engine 3 has one, the 2 ambulances have one, the duty officer has one.
Will the increase in staff
Plus-
require an additional cell phone?
No.
Okay.
Plus, we also have, the iPads have their own accounts.
And you have 2 of those?
Oh, no.
No.
One to the deputy, both ambulances, the engine, so there's 4 or 5 iPads.
So 8 or 9?
Yeah. And then the phones, so
So about 9 devices?
9 or 10 devices, yeah.
Okay.
Now, is it AT&T that has the whole home net or secure net or 911 net or whatever it's called?
So AT&T has FirstNet,
First net, I think.
but we don't have coverage, good enough coverage here, so we're using Verizon.
Okay.
So Verizon right currently has a little bit better coverage in our area.
Yeah.
We have to improve it to get AT&T, so we can slip over because AT&T prices are cheaper than Verizon.
Right.
But that could change a year from now too. I mean, there's always competing back and forth.
Well, wasn't AT&T one of the companies interested in going on top of that tower?
Yes.
So, the double-edged sword.
But Verizon could get into the FirstNet business too. It might
Yeah,
not-
yeah, I
No,
know.
it's different. So AT&T has the federal contract for FirstNet.
Okay.
The feds
Right now, yeah.
own FirstNet, and it's a 25-year contract.
Okay.
So it's going to be AT&T
For a while.
the next,
Okay.
20,
Those were around.
22, 23 years.
Okay. So you managed to get that one.
Okay. So, do we want to move on section 341? Do we want
I'm good with it.
to, that sounds like a motion, John.
No, I thought you did.
All right. Make a motion that we approve lines 341.1 for $2,200, lines 341.2 cell phones for $3,500, and 341.5 internet for $2,100.
I will second that.
Motion and second. Any other discussion? Nope. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Moving on.
All right. Our software.
This one's always
So,
is this one that Paul likes to discuss?
Just,
Yes.
well, that's actually gone down because we don't have the migration costs anymore.
okay.
And a multi-factor authentication.
Did you increase for the additional personnel chief?
For the, their email, no, I didn't.
I think we should wait on this because we haven't had our meeting.
Yeah,
With-
let's pass on this, because that's coming up,
Right.
where we.
We haven't had our annual meeting.
With, IT vendor.
Oh, okay.
All right. Will you have it by the next meeting?
We're hoping.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna skip.
Do a
section
question or
3,
two on that, just for, so most of these in the budget, is this like an annual, or is this like a 3-year renewing contract, or,
So the firehouse is annual,
okay?
the IT services is like a 3-year contract, which include, within that, that's their monthly fee, the $10,320 is divided by 12, plus these additional fees for like $1,600 for a laptop, office email, that's gonna change because we're gonna have to add 4 people to that. The website cost stays the same. We still have a 5-user license on QuickBooks, so that'll remain the same. Then there's the hosting for QuickBooks, which is at the cloud server for QuickBooks. And then there's the Adobe Pro, so that stays all the same.
Okay.
So the thing in question really is, are the IT services going to stay the same? I think they are. And the other question is, how much more is it going to cost for 4 additional email addresses?
Okay.
So it's going to be close to where I have predicted here, but
Okay.
we still really want to finalize
Yeah,
those out.
no, I appreciate that, I just was checking that, so, thank you. All right. 350, medical services. So, new employees is at the 500, your annuals are at 350. What's your current manpower for full-time? Or, I'm not, wrong, what is your current department personnel roster that require physicals?
28.
28 of 30, okay.
Why up to 30 then?
Because
Because it was 30 last year.
we try to add call personnel into there, and that increases that number.
Okay.
But wouldn't,
So we have 12 career,
14,
14, and then, so the 5 new employees, so I thought we only had 4. Oh, because we have we're gonna have to have a new employee.
yeah,
But
so,
that'll be this year, won't it, unless,
yes, it will be this year.
yes.
so is this 5 new, just in case we lose one, or we?
So, the 5, I'm hoping to have the physicals for the 4 safer positions done in this calendar year.
Yep.
Depends upon where we are and how we get through the process. So, because we really haven't talked about safer at the next commissioners meeting, and we're going to talk about it, and I won't post the position until after those positions till after that meeting. The position, due to the resignation yesterday, that position's already been posted. That's just a replacement for what we're doing right now.
That's just to maintain status quo.
Right.
Correct.
So when we, at the next commissioners meeting, is it next week?
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
Yeah.
it is, next Tuesday.
We'll discuss
CPACs and
all that stuff.
implementation.
Implementation, so
Hmm.
there's a lot of departments looking right now out there. I know Pelham is posted, Bristol posted, Hudson's posted,
Books it's posted.
Hooksett, so I think the sooner we post, we can get a bunch of applicants, hopefully we can get a bunch of applicants in and compete with what's out there right now. there's a couple of classes graduating. The full-time recruit class should be graduating in mid-November, before Thanksgiving. So that'll be a candidate pool there as well. But we can discuss that later.
Something to take into consideration, even if we don't cover it tonight, is you might want to look at line 350.01, 30 physical exams. If it was implemented where you did your new hire this year, you would then have 4 additional into next year, and you're already sitting at 28, so that would actually put you at 32 for the annual next year. So you might want to have some additional look at that line. I think that the numbers on that won't line up accordingly for your next year for that annual to be in cycle if you went with one implementation plan you're looking at, so just plan the different COAs.
Right.
I could see that just not equaling out.
Good catch.
Thank you.
But we're not going to cover that tonight. Yeah,
Yeah,
hopefully
that's
that.
it, we'll move on.
Yeah, we'll get more information on Tuesday, and then that's definitely something that should be a full contingent.
Let's see.
Is your printing at 500? Background checks?
Background checks, 300. That's just a guesstimate, really?
Yes.
Yes.
Was it about $35 a person for the state police one?
Oh, it's more than that.
It is?
60.
Yes, almost.
Yeah.
It's almost $60.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's like, that goes into FBI stuff. Top secret.
Fingerprinting and.
So if you're doing, and so you can't do that to the local police department?
Well,
We
we
do.
can do that, but we do the criminal background check through the state and through the FBI.
Yeah.
So that's what makes that the $60. Plus
Okay.
then we also get their certified motor vehicle report,
Okay.
which is another 15.
So is this the one where you go down to the state police, you hand the paper over and they stamp it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that with the military, like every couple of years. So if that's the case, the background check alone, if you were to fill your max capacity of the 5, the 4 plus maybe a call person,
Mhm.
even with that $15 additional now you're talking, you haven't even covered that.
Well, he's trying to hire them in this calendar year, so we're.
Right, but if for some reason we didn't, and
Yeah.
we're into next year, you would be the 60 times 4, and then a call person would put you at the 300 exact, but if there's a $15 additional for the other half, that's going to exceed the 300. So that's another one we definitely want to look at, because we do need call personnel. We don't want to set ourselves up and
No,
not be
no,
able to
no.
pay for a call personnel physical and all
Well,
that if we had a valid candidate. We want to draw them in as best we can.
That's why we always put 5 new employees.
Yep, and, yep. But theoretically, if we take one of these employees in as part of the 4, and
So this
they
includes,
just don't work out for whatever reason,
It's true.
then you're starting the process all over, and the grant only, it's a shared cost,
Yep.
but,
So that would be including the call staff too, so hopefully we can increase our call staff rate somehow.
potentially, right now, the numbers could be like the 4 safer plus 1 call person.
Yep.
But that's, once again, saying we don't have someone leave for whatever reason, or for whatever reason someone didn't work out.
Yep.
It's, you're right at the, there's no room for error.
Nope. Well, it just has to come out of somewhere else.
Right.
And it's already lean, so.
So that one should be looked at again as well.
Yeah,
You
nice.
guys skipped over 390.
Yeah, other professional services, it had a placeholder of $1. And that is, what?
Well, other professional services. You never, it's that,
If you wanted to hire a consultant for something.
yes.
It's not a legal fee, it's,
It's not a legal fee. Legal fees are illegal, but like a consultant.
Well, when they did the pay study, that came under other professional services,
Okay.
that type of thing.
Yeah. So yes, I'll make a motion that we still leave $1 to keep the line open, and line 390, other professional services.
I'll second it. Any other discussion?
No.
All those in favor?
No.
All right. All right. Printing. $500. How much have we spent so far this year? Seems low, but.
The 19 was low.
So far, we've spent $261.
How far was 19?
We're trying to keep it down because we are going to need the funds before the end of the year.
Gotcha.
You know, so anything that.
Is there anything that you're putting off until next year that we need to?
No, because I think that what we have budgeted for next year would probably cover it.
We've never, in 2018, we spent,
We used the whole thing.
well, if it was level funded, we spent the whole thing.
I think 2018, we had surveys and stuff go, didn't we send surveys out to the public?
No.
No, that would have been done in-house. Nothing, we didn't have anything printed outside.
So printing this is not your printer, this is like if we go and print
Business cards.
business cards or
and,
something.
Letterhead,
Letterhead.
All right.
envelopes.
I'll make a motion to approve line 550, printing at the chief's recommended budget of $500.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
All right.
Aye. All right.
I would like to hold off on 560. There's just a lot. I think I'd like to, I would prefer we have a chance to discuss this in like a regular commissioners meeting.
Yep.
There's just so much here. It's the cost versus the benefit of them all. So I think that's more of a public meeting to discuss first, and then
Move on to the next one.
office supplies.
Office supplies. How much have we spent in 2020?
About that much.
Because we've hovered on either side of 3,000.
Yeah, you've been up and down, plus or minus 200.
Yeah, so,
So right now, we've spent almost $1,700.
17 and 3/4.
so, I'm just thinking paper's gone up, but it will be okay.
Well, I have to order some more paper because we're down to our last.
Oh, you just killed me, you just took me away. Well, paper products as a whole are.
Okay. I'm inclined to just leave it at the recommended 3,000,
That
because
sounded like a motion.
it is a motion. It's just,
I'll second
you
that
can't,
motion.
it's just up and down that bit.
I'll second that motion. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
All right.
Aye. Opposed? None.
Data destruction,
Destruction.
we pay outside because of HIPAA.
Yeah, the
Yes.
truck comes.
Yep.
We didn't do anything in 2019?
No,
No.
We saved it.
we
Okay.
saved it for this year. And we're waiting until we get to the end of the year so that we can like do 3 years all at once.
Okay.
You have storage for that?
At the moment, yes,
Now, is
That's
that,
called the loft.
it is.
do you guys currently have a localized shredder, and then the commercial shredder comes in and just cross cuts it even smaller?
We have a local shredder for documents that need to be shredded right away.
Okay.
Stored,
And that
but-
cross cuts.
But
Yeah,
then there's documents that we have to keep for like 7 years or
Yep.
10 years
Yep.
due to state law and the
Yep.
Secretary of State. And so at the end of the year, those move on.
Each year moves on,
Yeah.
as you move into the next cycle, that one can go.
Yep.
Okay.
And we're getting, well, eventually we will be paperless. Because
Say, I
as
was-
we
Yeah.
shred as we go.
Yeah, so is the military for the last 4 years.
I wish-
You should see my paper bill. So I'm in favor of the 150 still. So it sounds like it's a contracted yearly rate, and all in favor of protecting the HIPAA and being
All right.
compliant.
So that sounds like a motion?
It is.
All right, I'll second that motion. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Moving on, postage.
See, once again, you have 2018 is so high. I think we did some kind of mailings out in 2018 that caused a whole bunch of our paper stuff to go up.
2018, wasn't there a,
The- there was a price increase and we bought some.
Yeah, we
just
bought a
before-
bunch of stamps.
We bought a bunch of stamps
Okay.
before the price went up. And
Okay.
so we.
It just seems that the 218 for all that stationery was up, and I just didn't know if we
I
did something
remember
that's out of the
It
norm.
was like the end of the year, and we said, all right, go to the post office and buy,
And that's what happened because we knew that prices of postage was increasing,
Yeah,
so the
for
board
stamp.
decided to go buy
In advance.
in advance.
Yep.
and we
And
probably
this-
run out of those.
Yeah,
Yes.
we have.
And
Forever
this year,
didn't last forever.
we're already $10 over budget.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that.
Is there another price increase coming?
I think it already happened.
I think
Okay.
it happened.
Who said- who said no?
Then I'm in favor of making a motion of the chief's recommendation of 500 for 625.
I'll second it. Any other discussion? Nope. All those in favor? Aye. Vote? None. All right. I was just looking at that. I didn't know as we get into more, and I know Paul likes to discuss some of these issues, categories.
Yeah, no, I have no problem with that. I mean, we've already put,
We've gone through 7 of the 14 pages.
we did an hour and a half into it already.
Oh, it gets longer.
You know,
Fun stuff is there. There's really good fun stuff here. Just out of curiosity, Chief,
Yep.
as we look at vehicle maintenance repairs, which one is being replaced? E1 or E3? I forgot.
Engine one.
Engine 1. So what is that offline, online target date?
We'll probably receive the vehicle August or September of next year,
Yeah.
and it'll probably go in service about a month.
Mhm.
It depends on, we probably want to get it in service as soon as possible, but we still have to do
Now,
training. and-
I'm sure that they don't deliver that to our doorstep.
Actually, they do,
Oh, they do?
but it's going to Cornish, New Hampshire. From the factory, it's going to Cornish, New Hampshire,
Yeah, okay.
and they're going to install the tools and all
No,
that
I
kind
was
of
just,
stuff.
I guess I was more curious about, do we have the budget for travel to go pick it up?
So they're bringing it.
Oh,
We
okay.
do, in the contract for the engine, we have Captain Powell and myself are going for a pre-construction meeting. And then, once the vehicle is completed at the factory, we'll have an inspection, a post-construction inspection to make sure it is.
At the factory?
that factory
At
before it
the
rolls.
factory,
Okay.
Before it rolls out the door.
So they haven't, so you have a pre-construction meeting, so you're going out there sometime
Yes, we
soon?
go over the spec line by line to make sure everybody's all on the same page. If any changes have to be made, like, one of the things I know is the side view mirrors haven't been determined yet. We want to sit in the truck, in the cab of the same truck, and try the 3 different mirrors that are available to us and see which one is the best. Because on the ladder truck, the last vehicle that they bought, they specified one kind because they liked it on a certain cab, well, they bought a different cab.
Right.
And then with the mirrors out there, they were
You
useless.
lose there.
So,
All right.
What's the factory down in Cornish?
That's the sales.
that's
like
the
deal.
sales, that's,
Oh, so that's their local sales headquarters
yes.
in Cornish, so
Yeah.
they'll do the refit or the upfit.
Dingy Machine Company, Larry Dingy.
Yep, okay. I remember that
He's-
now.
He's these, what the heck is that?
That's my laptop.
That's not a good sound.
That is not a good sound.
See?
I did.
Well,
I have been.
So he's the local dealer. for
change the
some-
computer, but.
Okay. And you said that was September of 2021 expected ballpark?
It could, they said anywhere from 11 to 13 months from the date when we signed the contract. And we signed the contract in August, so,
So September, October,
yeah.
okay.
If it comes sooner, that would be great. If it doesn't, it is what it is.
So that's a good place to stop, I think.
I'm in favor of that.
All right. Any other, nothing else to
No,
discuss?
just because this for the working group only.
Yep, so, guess, entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn for you.
I'll second that motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And the meeting adjourned at?
Meeting adjourned at 7:41 PM. Well, how about
You need manifest tonight, or?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Do I hit stop?
Yes, please.
All right, and have a nice night. There you go.
Thank you.
You're